Good evening, visitors. Welcome to the Australian War Memorial's Last Post ceremony. My name is Emily Hiles. We warmly welcome the family of Private Augustine Leo Williams, whose story will be told shortly by Colonel Frank Colley from the Australian Army, who is a member of Private Williams' family. We welcome the veterans who have served, those that are still serving, and the families that love and support them. We acknowledge the members of RSL and Services Clubs Association, RSL Victoria, and RSL Queensland who are watching the broadcast of this ceremony across Australia. During this evening's ceremony, wreaths will be laid at the base of the pool of reflection by family and visitors to the memorial. If you're able, please stand and join in singing the national anthem. The Australian War Memorial was the vision of Charles Bean, Australia's First World War official historian. Bean landed with the Australian troops on Gallipoli and stayed with them at the front through to the end of the war. The idea of this national memorial and museum came to him at Pozières, France, in the depths of the bloody fighting of 1916. Bean's idea was that this would be a place where families and friends could mourn loved ones buried in faraway places. It would also be a place that could help all Australians understand what these men and women had endured and what they had done for us. Bean's vision, to which we remain true, is best expressed as inscribed in the entrance to the memorial's galleries. Here is their spirit in the heart of the land they loved, and here we guard the record which they themselves made. Tonight, we will read the story behind just one of those on the Roll of Honour, which lists the names of more than 102,000 men and women who have given their lives for us in war and on operations for more than a century. But first, we present a lament. Flowers of the forest, wreaths and floral tributes will now be laid at the base of the pool of reflection.
Today, we remember and pay tribute to Private Augustine Leo Williams. Augustine Williams, known as Gus, was born in Echuca, Victoria, to William and Hannah Williams. He grew up in Moama, on the New South Wales side of the river, where his father was an administrator in the Deniliquin and Moama Railway Company. After attending St Patrick's College in Ballarat, he took up a block of 12,000 acres of grazing land in Western Queensland. Gus Williams enlisted in the Australian Imperial Force just after Christmas 1915. He underwent a period of training in Australia before leaving for active service with reinforcements to the 5th Battalion. Private Williams was sent first to Egypt. A short time later, he was sent on to England, where he continued training on the Salisbury Plain. He spent some months serving with the Cyclist Battalion in England before being sent to France to fight on the Western Front towards the end of 1916. Private Williams arrived on the Western Front just as one of the coldest winters in decades was setting in. He transferred to the 8th Battalion and was starting to settle into the winter routine of rotating in and out of the front line with his unit when he fell sick. After spending a considerable amount of time being treated for a number of different health problems, he returned to his battalion in the new year, but continued to experience poor health throughout 1917. Private Williams went on leave in early 1918. Shortly after he returned to his battalion, it was called to help stop the German spring offensive. The German advance had slowed by April, and by August the Allies were ready to launch a major offensive of their own. On the 8th of August, the Battle of Amiens, in part spearheaded by the Australians, captured kilometres of ground from the Germans and began a period of movement on the Somme. On the 23rd of August 1918, the 2nd Brigade launched an attack along the southern side of the road that runs from Villers-Bretonneux to Péronne. During the operation, Private Williams was working as batman to Lieutenant Stanley Young. The 6th Battalion formed the spearhead of the attack on a village called Hurleville, and the 8th Battalion followed in close support. The first waves of the advance passed through a number of small woods, but missed nests of German machine gunners who were able to fire into the front and support lines of the attack. Around 8 o'clock on the morning of the 23rd of August, Private Gus Williams was hit by German machine gun fire coming from the direction of St Denis Wood, near Hurleville. He was shot multiple times through the body. Lieutenant Young, who described Williams as a good lad, was nearby. Some bullets from the same burst of fire passed through his tunic. Private Williams was buried near where he fell, but after the war, his lonely battlefield grave was lost. Today, he is commemorated on the Australian National Memorial at Villers-Bretonneux. He was 23 years old. His name is listed on my right among almost 62,000 Australians who died while serving in the First World War. A photograph of his name, listed on the National Memorial at Villers-Bretonneux, is displayed today beside the pool of reflection. This is but one of the many stories of service and sacrifice told here at the Australian War Memorial. We now remember Private Augustine Leo Williams, who gave his life for us, for our freedoms, and in the hope of a better world.
Please stand for the reading of the Ode and the sounding of the last post.
They shall grow not old, as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun, and in the morning, we will remember them.
We will remember them.
Lest we forget.
Lest we forget. We leave you this evening with the words of the memorial's founder, Charles Bean. Many a man lying out there at Pozières or in the low scrub at Gallipoli, with his poor, tired senses barely working through the fever of his brain, has thought in his last moments, well, it's over. But in Australia, they will be proud of this. Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the last post ceremony. On behalf of the Director and staff, thank you for visiting the Australian War Memorial today and for your continued support of the Memorial's development project. We particularly appreciate your visit despite the challenges posed by COVID, and we wish you all a very pleasant evening.